his mouth like liquor. Ari.Falolu his mouth like liquor. Hello soul searchers, and welcome back to my channel where we use tarot to gain better insight into ourselves and the world around us. So as you can tell from the title, today I will be going through my empties and basically putting a tarot card to them. I've really been enjoying this series. I will link that first video up here somewhere for you guys, but yeah, if you want to check that out, I had a lot of fun doing it, so I definitely wanted to make sure I came back and actually finished my list of empties. I do think this will be a regular thing because as much as I love tarot, it gets so deep and so esoteric so fast, and sometimes I just want to have a good time too. Sometimes I just want to talk about beauty related products and things like that as well. Like, I don't always want to be doing shadow work, bruh. Like, and tarot, I mean, a lot of people turn to it for that purpose. It's absolutely beautiful to use it in that way, but I just do kind of love being able to reframe it in a more lighthearted way. So all of that being said, if you like beauty and you like tarot, you are in the right spot. Let's just go ahead and get into some of the stuff I have emptied at this time. Where do we even begin? I'm literally just here. Let's just... Oh, okay. Literally, I emptied this today. This is so funny. So this is the LYS Natural Finish Skin Loyalty Makeup Setting Spray. I really do like this one. I'll try to insert some clips of me using it. I really love the mist of this. It's like a really fine mist. And I mean really fine. I found myself spraying this a lot because it didn't, like, I don't know. I'm one of those weird people, like, if I don't feel it on my face, then it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So I would spray a lot of this. It did last me a while. I do notice that I prefer this with powder foundation over like liquid or cream foundation. So I'm actually wearing powder foundation today and also used this for the last time today. So you can kind of see, I'm also sitting outside, so it's freaking hot out here. I probably already started breaking a sweat a little bit, but I do feel like I really like this as a finishing spray, which is basically like the spray that melds everything together. I feel like this works really well that way. I do like it as that. I feel like it's not necessarily the best for setting and making my makeup last. I am combination oily, so this, with it being natural finish, I mean, it says it's blurring, mattifying. I just don't really see that. I think it's beautiful, especially when I'm using my powder foundations. I did also really like this when it was a little cooler, like earlier this year. But I don't necessarily feel like it's the most mattifying or even the best setting spray. It's not bad. I do like it. I probably even would repurchase it if it were like cooler months or if I were strictly using powder foundation. I don't know if I will be repurchasing anytime soon though. So what would I give this? I also really like the packaging and the bottle shape and everything. It's really cool. I did like the smell. What would I give this? A 4. Something for... Not 4 of Wands. 4 of Cups is a little meaner than I feel like this deserves. It's kind of like a more nonchalant energy, which I guess I am kind of feeling 4 of Cups a little bit, because it's like I could take it or leave it. I don't really, like, it didn't do anything super special, so I guess that is kind of fitting actually. I could also maybe say 4 of Swords. Like, I don't know why this is what's coming up with 4 of Swords, but it's like time and a place. There's a very specific time and a very specific place for this. Again, I don't know why that's coming up with 4 of Swords. I've never really thought of 4 of Swords that way, but that's literally this vibe. I think I will only really love this in the winter months or the cooler months when I'm using powder foundation. If those two things aren't happening at the same time, I don't think I would necessarily be drawn to this one. Interesting. This is why I love doing this series. I promise you learn so much doing tarot this way. And it's appealing to my love of beauty. So let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. I'm gonna just go ahead and get this out of here. This is this. So this was a bath bomb that my mom made. Very floral. It did the whole like bounce up and then spritz out everywhere. Like, it's really fun. It was fun to watch, but it also smelled great. And then she adds like a lot of floral and herbal elements, and so those are kind of still in the tub. It wasn't a ton, but they're still in the tub, like adding a nice little fragrance to the bathroom. So I really did enjoy this. I haven't been taking as many baths. Hold on. Well, I haven't been taking as many baths as I expected in this apartment. Like, for the 2 years that I've been here, it's mainly been showers. And part of the draw for this apartment for me was the tub, because it's literally like a garden tub. It's one of those oval tubs. It's slightly deeper than your standard, but it's not super comfortable. Like, it doesn't have the slant to like allow you to lean back and really relax. And I'm super specific about my tubs because I do love taking baths, but I haven't taken nearly as many. I finally got the itch to like start getting some of these out of my collection because my fiance's mom also recently gifted me some bath bombs. So I'm like, I need to get rid of some of this stuff. The only way to get rid of it is to use it. And I'm actually really happy with this one. It was still great. I enjoyed my book. It was a nice little relaxing self-care moment. And I don't even usually like floral, but I think because it's a bath bomb and it's not something that's gonna sit on me like oil or perfume, I think for that reason it was fine. Like, I had no issue with it. I definitely do get Four of Swords with that one because that's all about like relaxing. It usually talks about meditation. I'm also kind of getting Six of Cups because I used to be big into body care, baths, self-care, and honestly all of that has taken a bit of a dive ever since I've been working 2 jobs and going ham on YouTube. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but up to this point of me recording, I have been posting every day, and I do really want to keep that going, so we'll see. Fingers crossed we can keep it going because this algorithm has it out for me, y'all. And I just please subscribe. I don't normally ask. I don't normally put that in there. I've realized I need to start mentioning that because y'all, your girl do want to do this for a living. So please, it's free. Just subscribe, just like, just comment, however you want to support in a free way. I really appreciate you. That being said, yeah, Six of Cups talks about like nostalgia, the past, a lot. Recently, Six of Cups has been coming up a lot in talks of soul retrieval, and I do feel like reconnecting with bath bombs and body care products and stuff like that, it is a form of self-retrieval for me because I said self-retrieval, I meant soul retrieval, but also self-retrieval. Because I used to be big into body care, and that took a dip to the side. And so the bath bomb and the bath that I took last night is kind of representative of me getting that side of myself back and reminding myself to take care of myself the way that I used to. So kudos to you, mama. That was a dope ass bath bomb. If you ever want to go back into business, you let me know and I will drop the link. I'll drop the link. All right. What do we have next? Let's go ahead and talk about it. This is the Aunt Jackie's Curls and Coils Quench Moisture Intensive Leave-In Conditioner. I love how I was literally looking all around this thing and I'm like, literally, let's just talk about it. Card I would give this, Seven of Swords. Let me tell you why. Okay, so this leave-in does a really good job detangling my hair. It makes my hair feel really good when I first put it on. But give it like 3 days and it's not that at all. And like after 3 days, that is around the time that my hair starts to need a refresher. It starts to get a little dry. So that's to be expected. But there's something about like 3 or 4 days later, if this is on my hair, it feels, I don't know what to even call it. Like, it definitely feels dry. It feels but not just dry. It feels like stripped. It's like all the moisture that went into it at the beginning, I don't know where it goes, but it takes a turn, and I do not like how it makes my hair feel. It starts to feel like straw or something. Maybe like, you could also say like kind of silicone-y, which honestly, looking at these ingredients, they're not necessarily the best. There's definitely some sulfates in here. There's a lot of alcohol, glycerin. So yeah, it's like that stripped, slick, coated feeling. It just feels coated, but not nourished, not moisturized, not coated in a good way at all. And Seven of Swords talks about it talks about thievery, cheating, lying. It's literally the card of like, the face you're being shown isn't what is really happening, for real. And I just feel like this is the epitome of Seven of Swords. Like I do like the Aunt Jackie's Not On My Watch. It's basically a detangler. I've tried another leave-in from Aunt Jackie's as well, and it's the same thing. It's like, it's the one that comes in a jar. It's like a moisture intensive. I threw it away before I decided that I was going to be doing this sort of series, so oops. But it was the same experience. Like, it feels really good the first day, maybe even the second day, but when my hair starts drying out, it doesn't just feel dry like it normally does. It feels just coated. Obviously, I was able to finish it. Like, your girl wasn't finna waste it, but I will not be repurchasing. I don't like it, honestly. So I actually bought this on a whim when it was on sale. This is the Sephora SPF 30 Daily Sunscreen Cream, Broad Spectrum SPF 30. This is obviously a sunscreen. It's also, like, if you look at the promo for it, they also emphasize that, y'all just heard that, right? When they're promoting this, they do promote that it's not just a sunscreen, but it could also be used under makeup as a primer. So I pretty much use this every single day. And I do really like it. It's not like, it's not anything special as far as like minimizing pores, or it's not super grippy either. It is truly more like a sunscreen first. But I do like the idea of having sun protection under my makeup, or even just when I'm going barefaced, just making sure I protect my skin, especially living here in Central Texas. You can't play that game. You gotta protect your skin. So I do love that, but I also like how it wears under makeup. I mean, I wore it today, and like, one thing I have noticed in using the more grippy primers, whether it's the Power Grip from e.l.f. or the Hydro Grip or whatever, that doesn't really work as well with powder foundations, obviously. This one is really versatile. Whatever type of foundation I put on top of it, it's just nice. And I don't necessarily really like the silicone pore refining ones, because they always tend to break me out, so that's not something I tend to look for anyway. The grippy ones can be nice, but again, they're not as versatile as this. So I feel like this just does kind of create a smooth canvas for me to work on, a hydrated canvas without having to worry about a breakout later. And then I also do have the sun protection with it. So I do really like this. I'm actually already working on a second tube of this. I have no complaints. Oh, I also like, so even when I don't wear makeup with it, I did see some people in the reviews saying that like it left a cast, like a bit of a white cast on their skin. I haven't had that issue personally, but I also don't know the shade range of the people who had that experience. So to each their own, you know, definitely try it out for yourself, but I personally don't have an issue with a white cast on this. Maybe at first, but like if you take the time to rub it in, it evens out just fine. So at least that's my experience. Anyway, I do love this. What card would I give this? I'm gonna say, I'm realizing that Four of Wands is like my standard, and I do feel like this is kind of a Four of Wands card. It's not really something I was looking for per se. I was more so looking for the skin protection, but I was like, if you told me a product is versatile, you almost halfway got me. You know, you're basically halfway there. And then if it's truly versatile, it really does work in a multitude of ways, then you pretty much got me. This is also very often on sale because it's the Sephora brand, it's Sephora collection. So yeah, Four of Wands, this is my comfort zone. This is gonna be the standard, and I can easily say that because like I said, I'm already working on a second tube, and then when I finish that one, there's a third one waiting for me as well. So yeah, this is my standard. I have no issues with it. It's my comfort zone. This is where I will be. Even when I use some of the other primers, I still put this on the bottom. I feel like it's just important to really practice that skin protection, that sun protection. So yeah, that's that. Let's talk about this one. I'm sorry, this video is going to be all over the place. Now that I think about it, I know a lot of beauty vloggers will separate like foundations from primers, from concealers, from this, from that. I'm not doing none of that. I'm so sorry. Maybe in the next one. Maybe in the next one. This is the Fangoro. I don't really know how to pronounce this, but it's an apple lime lip mask, and I got this off of Amazon. These actually come in a set of 4 for $10, and they're all different flavors and scent. Excuse me, they're all different flavors and scents. At the top of each one, you get like a cute little wand to help you like dip into the product and then put it on your lips without, you know, getting your hands messy. It was 4 for $10, and this is definitely the energy of like you get what you pay for. It's not horrible, but I can definitely feel that it's not doing any actual hydration work. I have 2 more of these to go through, and I'm absolutely going to use them, but I would not repurchase them for myself. I could see myself repurchasing these if I need to get like gifts for a large group of people and I'm on a budget. I feel like this would be a cute little stocking stuffer or something, but I wouldn't actually recommend it. I wouldn't actually buy it for myself. I just feel like it's not actually hydrating. I could just tell because the second it's off my lips are dry again. So it's not doing any actual nourishing, hydration, moisturizing. It's just making my lips look good for the moment, and that's okay. Very often that is what I need. But if I can get, you know, deeper nourishment on my lips, I would prefer that. So I will give this a 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles is all about the energy that you put in is the amount of money that you get back, or in this case, the amount of money that I put in is the product that I got back. I do feel like it's a good value for money. Like I said, you get 4 of these for $10. It was actually a little less than 10, like $9 and some change, but we'll round up to 10. It's cute packaging, so I do think it's worth it for what you pay for, you know, but again, just not the most nourishing, so I probably wouldn't return to it. Alrighty, speaking of primers, I probably should have went here next. This is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Dew Primer. Y'all, I don't even know if they still make this. I don't even know if they still make this because they now have the Power Grip Primer, and that seems to be the one that everybody's talking about. But yeah, I did finish this. It was 2 years old by the time, not even 2 years old. It was probably more like 5 years old by the time I actually started using it, but it smelled fine. That's one thing I will say too. When this came out, it was being promoted as being a dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip, and I also had that one, and it had aged out as well. But the difference is that that one had started to separate. It was moving funky, and I was like, I'm not putting that on my face. I am one of those people who will use expired products. It's not recommended ever, but I will do it. This stuff adds up, okay? It gets expensive, and I have so much makeup, so if it still smells fine, it still moves fine, I'm gonna use it personally. I mean, we're all gonna die of something one day anyway. So, but I could not get past how the Milk Hydro Grip kind of broke up and was like it looked old and aged, and I was like, I'm not putting that on my face. I'm just not. This one I got around the same time as that one, and it was still perfectly fine, which is why I did end up using the whole tube. And yeah, I just do really like it. I feel like, I mean, considering how much longer it lasted than the Milk Hydro Grip, it did behave pretty similarly to the Milk Hydro Grip. The smell, I don't really remember. Smells good. Yes, it smells like watermelon. I kind of forgot that. Yeah, it smells like watermelon. Loved it. And then I also really love this packaging because you can really get to the bottom of the tube. And this is something that a lot of beauty brands and lines don't think about, is like, you know, especially if you're doing a project pan or something, you often have to end up scraping or cutting something or like breaking something open to get the last little bit. And I didn't have to do that with this. e.l.f. is also a more economical brand, so honestly, I'm gonna give this bad boy like a 9 of cups, which is all about wish fulfillment. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 10 of cups. I'm gonna give it a 10 of cups. 10 of cups is like a step above 9 of cups. It's like getting more than you even knew to wish for. And I do feel like this product offered that. I know this is very dramatic, but I do feel like this product offered that. Like, there's nothing else I could ask of a primer. It's affordable. I was able to get all the product out. It lasted a really long time. I mean, I'm sure it probably technically expired, but as far as being able to use it, I was still able to use it years later. Smells really good, like truly. Oh, and also, of course, it looked good under makeup. So there's just, I have no notes. I have no notes. They did really good with this one. So, speaking of having to cut product open, I have to do this a lot with like different lotions and hair care. This is the Curlsmith Curl Conditioning Oil and Cream. And yeah, technically there is still like not even a full use for my entire head left in there. It's just like a little dot, but I had enough product on my hair and I knew this was going to be old before I had to do my hair again. So I did use it to do this hairstyle. I used it as well as the bread leave-in to do this hairstyle. I feel like this product is not for me. I'm not going to say it's bad. I feel like it's not for me. This is, my hair is really sensitive to oil. It likes oil, but like in moderation. And I feel like the amount of this that I have to use in order to detangle my hair, it adds a lot of oil to my hair. And then my hair ends up reacting to that. So I would still be open to trying other products from Curlsmith. I'd probably try another leave-in that maybe doesn't have oil in the cream, you know, just a regular leave-in. But I think just from the way this is formulated and based off of how much that I have to use to detangle, it ends up adding a lot more oil to my hair than my hair tends to like. So not bad, just not for me and for the way that I have to use product. What would I give this? I'm noticing it is cruelty-free, which is something I'm kind of getting into. I'm starting to pay more attention to that. It's cruelty-free. It is vegan. No silicones, mineral oils, parabens, sulfates, phthalates. So it's pretty good quality ingredients, actually. Just not for me. What would I... 4 of Cups is coming to my brain again. And I do feel like, that's accurate. I don't want to drag it because I feel like somebody could really benefit from this. It's just not for me and the way that my hair tends to react to certain ingredients and products. So I'm going to give it a 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups, an easy way to think of it is being like the card of nonchalance, and that's kind of how I feel about that. Not for me, but I don't have a lot of vitriol for it either. Alright, so let's talk about this. This is the Pharmacy Green Clean Makeup Melt Away Cleansing Balm. This is a little mini travel trial size. This was pretty good. I knew even when I got it though that I wouldn't buy it ever. This actually was like a free birthday gift. You can see it's totally empty. I don't know why I feel the need to show you guys this. Like, don't y'all trust me? Smells really good, I will give it that. Smells kind of fruity. I really do enjoy the smell. It's one of my favorite parts of it. But yeah, I got this as like, it was either a gift with purchase or maybe a birthday gift from Sephora. But I knew even when I got it that it wasn't something that I would actually purchase or would get in the full size. It was just something I was gonna, you know, take on my trips, you know, take in my travel bag or whatever. Makeup remover in general is one of those things that I've kind of gone back and forth on for a long time because I'm one of those DIY girlies. So I always have olive oil on hand. I always have coconut oil on hand. And it's like, technically you really could use that as your makeup remover and then just wash your face with your regular cleanser and call it a day. So I've never really felt like makeup removers were the most necessary. And even though I really did like using this, I like the experience of it, I like the smell of it. It was very useful when it came time to travel or whatever. I wouldn't. I think the only time I would repurchase maybe is if I was traveling, but even then, I could very easily just buy like a travel size bottle and put my oil in there and use it that way instead of buying this. This is just one of those, the word superfluous just came up. Is that the word I'm looking for? One of those superfluous products. Let's see. When words come up, I'm gonna look them up. Superfluous definition. Yeah. Something that is unnecessary, extra, or beyond what is needed. Yeah, makeup remover is that for me in general. It's superfluous. So yeah, it wasn't a bad product. I actually really did enjoy it. I would recommend it if you're into makeup cleansing balms. It's just not something that I need. So what would I give this? For me, personally, I would give this a 4 of Pentacles, and it's more so like the shadow side of the 4 of Pentacles, because on the shadow side, it talks about hoarding, having more than you need. And I think if I were to repurchase this, that's kind of how I would feel. It's like, I have coconut oil, why am I using this? Technically, coconut oil is actually not the best for your skin, specifically the skin on your face. It has been shown to clog pores, but that's what I've been using as a makeup remover, and it works fine for me. I think once that's done, I will switch over to olive oil, but either way, it's like, I could pay $10 for a bottle of olive oil versus however much this is. It's pharmacy, so I'm going to assume it's not cheap. I'm going to just go with the olive oil and get a lot more use out of it, be able to use it in a lot of other different ways, as opposed to just getting this one product that's probably more expensive and I can only use it that way, you know? So 4 of Pentacles for this, but if you're into this type of stuff, it's not a bad product. I do recommend it. Alright, so here I have 2 different mascaras. I'm going to do these together because I kind of feel the same way about them, I'm not going to lie. So this is the Rimmel Scandalized Retro Glam Mascara. Let me see. And then this one is the Sky High Mascara from Maybelline. I am pretty sure... No. Yeah, I had tried both of these before, so I already knew I was going to like them. The way that I choose my mascara is basically by price. I already kind of know, like, based off of the wand, based off of the brand, like, I already tend to have a good idea of what I'm going to like. And so for me, it really just comes down to who's cheaper at the moment. I think I spent like over $20 on a mascara one time, and it was that damn Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and took the world by storm. I was really into the beauty world at that time, but I think I couldn't even justify it, especially after L'Oreal came out with their dupe for that. And ever since then, it's always been drugstore for me. They all do the same thing. They all expire relatively quickly. So I just I can't justify spending $20 on it. I do really like both of these. These are two that I tend to go back to just because they do tend to be a bit more economical. But they also do what I want, which is generally like more clumping. I know clumping is not really in right now. I haven't tried the tubing mascaras yet. These certainly aren't necessarily those, but I do try to get the same effect from them, and I think I can kind of build it up, you know, like you have to let the clumps, the first set of clumps dry and then build it up some more. That's just how I like my mascara. I like it a little dramatic. But at the same time, it takes a lot of building up to get it that way. So you can also get natural lashes with these two, and I like them. I like them. I like them. This is gonna be a very Four of Wands heavy video because, like I said, I had tried both of these before. So these are just kind of my comfort zone mascaras. I would also put L'Oreal, I want to say it's Lash Paradise. I would put that in this category. There's a red and black one, Big Bad Lash or something. I want to say that's Maybelline as well. I have like a few standard ones that I just keep coming back to because I know that they work. I know I'm gonna like them, and these are two of those. So Four of Wands, it's my comfort. It's my comfort zone. I may veer out of the wands sometimes, but generally that's my home. I'm going back to those two, you know. Alrighty, so this is the Pat McGrath Labs. Ooh, this has faded a lot. Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Under Eye Powder. I feel like I might be missing a word because it did wipe off a lot, but this is it. It is a very small compact. I'm going to try to show you guys. You see, it is totally panned. And as it says, this is strictly for under eyes. I never really did try to use it all over my face because that's not the purpose of it. This one is a slight cheat, and let me explain. So, y'all may or may not know, but I moved from Georgia to Texas a couple years ago, and in that move, some of my makeup ended up getting crushed, and this was one of them. I don't know if you've seen the actual powder and what it looks like. I'll try to get a photo of it for you, but like the dome part of this powder was completely smashed. It was completely smashed. I couldn't redeem it, so I ended up throwing that part away and then just using what was left, which was still a substantial amount. But I say all of that to say that I did not pan this from the very beginning. I kind of had like a head start on it just because of shitty movers. So any case, that being said, I didn't see anything super special about this. I'm not gonna lie to you. It felt nice using it just because of like, it looks luxurious. Even the powder itself, it had like these really, I'm trying to get like little pieces of it on here, but it's really hard to see. It kind of had like some reflective bits, but that didn't really translate onto the camera in my opinion. Like it, or maybe it did, but it didn't do anything that a regular under eye powder doesn't do. Like right now, the powder that I'm using under my eye, it doesn't have those reflective bits in it, but I feel like it's still doing the same brightening, you know? I don't know. This one was a little unnecessary, I think, in my opinion. I don't think I would repurchase it. It wasn't even bad. It was just, I didn't see that this was doing anything that her regular loose powder wouldn't do, you know? So I don't really understand why there was a need to make another powder and specify that this one was strictly for under eye. That's just me personally. Not bad. It does give luxury to hold it when it's not super faded and destroyed, but other than that, I just didn't see anything special about it. So I would give this, Four of Pentacles is coming to my brain again, but not the shadow side. It's just like, this is kind of standard. That's another way that I think of Four of Pentacles. It's like, that's the standard. That's what I expect. It's not doing anything special. It's not bad, but it's also just not doing anything special. And I know for the price of this, I don't even remember how much it costs, but I know for the price of this, I could get like a loose powder or even a pressed powder for less, and it would do the same thing. So I think when I start thinking about price, then in that case it becomes more of like almost like 8 of Cups, maybe even 7 of Swords, because 7 of Swords, we've already talked about how that's like thievery, trickery, and I just don't see why this one would be so much more pricey, even though you get less product than like her loose powders. I can't remember the price. I'll put it on the screen, but I don't know why this would be that amount when it's doing the same work, you know? So in that case, if I think about it that way, it does become more of a 7 of Swords situation. And then I also get 8 of Cups because, you know, when you're spending more for what is considerably less product, you do expect for it to do something special or something really different. And so 8 of Cups talks about walking away from something that you thought would be more fulfilling, something that you thought would be you thought it would bring you more joy or something like that. And yeah, I am definitely walking away from this one and not likely to return to it. So yeah, sorry, that one was a little harsh, but that's just how I feel about it. Okay. Alrighty, I was super proud of this one. So this is the Fenty Beauty Matchstick Matte Skin Stick in the shade Espresso. This is what I have been using as my contour for like 2 years now. I don't contour every time I do my makeup, or even if I do, a lot of time I don't necessarily use cream. Like today I used powder contour. So I actually finished this yesterday and I was so proud. I've literally, so first of all, this is twisted up as high as it can go, and then even after twisting it up, I had to like dig in there. Y'all, if you I know when you first get this and you look at the little stub at the top, you're like, what is that gonna do? That's not gonna last anybody. Don't underestimate it. This stuff, I only needed a very little bit. A teeny tiny bit was more than enough, and that's why this lasted so long. Plus, like I said, even after you hit the bottom, you can't twist it up anymore. There's still more digging you can do. So price for value, price for what you get, really good deal. I also really did love the shade. The way it just blended out and really gave me that contour, like a true shadow instead of like a deep bronzing, because that's kind of what I was running into. I guess I was just scared to go deeper. I was scared to go too dark, and so when I got this, I remember being like, oof, can I make this work? And this is just the perfect contour shade for me. Also, I do love the packaging. It's like really cute, really different, blends out really well. I have no notes. I have no notes. It's a really good contour. It lasted a really long time. I would repurchase this, but I already have so many other products I need to get through. So I will not be repurchasing another contour for yet a while. What would I give this? It also was pretty matte. That's not something I was thinking about, but it is actually pretty matte. So the blending of it is really easy. It doesn't get like too shiny unless I use too much. That's usually how I knew I was using way too much product, because it would get shiny on me. It's just like made for me, you know? What energy is that? A made for me contour stick. I'm getting Empress, and I feel like that's fitting. Yeah. Empress is very much so about being attractive, not just physically, but also in the way that she like moves through the world. It's not so much about force and action. It's about just attracting the things that she wants, the things that she needs. And I do feel like that is kind of how I came into contact with this, because I I'm one of those people, when things are overhyped, I try to let them, I'm not even gonna say overhyped, but when things are hyped up, I try to let them die down a little bit so that when I do try it, I can get my own opinion instead of being influenced. I'm like this with beauty, I'm like this with movies, music. Like, I don't want, if everybody's talking about it, I'm gonna just hold off. That's just how I am. And so I think by the time I got this, I kind of just stumbled on it. I wasn't necessarily checking for it, but it was like, you know what, yeah, let me just see. This also wasn't necessarily the product that everybody was talking about with Fenty Beauty though. So it was also like, yeah, let me just try something that's a little under the radar. And yeah, I have no notes. This was perfect for me, and it lasted a really long time. Okay, so this product is actually really funny to me because I didn't realize I had this many in here. This is, can you see all of these? Oh my god. So this is the Sephora retractable brow pencil. Most of these are in shade 8 chocolate brown. There is one here. I think this must have been like the first one that I ever bought. There is one in the shade 11 ebony. And then I peeled it back and I was like, because that's a little too dark and a little too harsh. So yeah, shade 8 chocolate brown, it's what I'm wearing right now. Literally 4 of Wands energy. This is my comfort zone with brow pencils. I feel like NYX has a really similar one, but this is where the brand loyalty also kind of gets me. Part of how Sephora keeps me coming back is just by providing like a luxury experience, a luxury environment, but then also having more affordable products that I know I can consistently return to. Granted, Sephora does get up there, but at least in the case of these brow pencils, I know that there's something I'll be able to like keep up with. Like, they're not going to be so exorbitantly priced that I won't be able to keep getting them. And then especially when Sephora has their sale on Sephora collection, which they do pretty often, I rack up on these. I absolutely love these. It's just, this is one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and it ain't broke. Like, I love what it does. It doesn't do anything extravagant. It's a no frills, no nonsense sort of product. It does what I want it to do for my brows. I like the thinness of the pencil. I literally, like I said, I have another pencil in there already. So yeah, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of these here. And there will be more. I like it. This is my go-to. I have no notes. 4 of Wands. This is my comfort zone. This is my home. Even if I do try other brow pencils, I'm pretty sure I will, unless Sephora changes something in a crazy way, I'm pretty sure I will always come back to this one. Awesome product. I love it. Alright, you guys, please don't hate me. There is a little bit more in this bag, but I have spent my entire lunch break talking to y'all, so I do have to go back. I will give you guys a part 2 on this video, or maybe we'll just keep the empties rolling. You know, we'll just keep the empties rolling so I can keep bringing you guys content. I guess maybe that's how we're supposed to do this. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you learn a little bit about tarot, maybe a little bit about different beauty products, or if nothing else, I hope it at least entertained you. I definitely look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. But until then, I will see you later, Soul Searchers.